What's going on, everyone? Desktops Gaming here. Today we're going to take a look at something different because we have something a little different. Nice little present sent over from Divoom. They actually sent us over their Ditto to take a look at, and this nice gift wrapping. I guess I'm a sucker for a nice present. So moving it out of its little protective box here, it ships with a little crate. We have the Ditto itself. Looks like a little retro computer. And we'll get some close-ups of this too, where you guys can check it out a little more closely here. But we have 6 tactile buttons here in the front that are functional. You can see we can make some little changes there. And they do use mechanical switches on those, as you can hear. Pretty neat. And we have a little lever here for actuation as well. So what this is, it's a Bluetooth speaker with a few extra little features. A pretty loud little Bluetooth speaker at that. So with this one, like I said, you can obviously connect to it via Bluetooth and then use this as a regular Bluetooth speaker with a 3000 mAh battery built into it with some pretty decent bass response. Even has a little port here on the back to help out with that. But like I said, pretty decent little bass response on this. But it does have some other features built in. You can play little mini games on it, such as like Tetris, Snake. There's a few others as well. But you can dive into it and also set alarms with it. Use it to connect with other apps, for notifications. And of course, if you have it connected via Bluetooth and make or receive a phone call, this will actually show up here. You can answer it on the device itself and talk through it as you normally would. But like I said, for this one, it actually uses a little 16 by 16 pixel art kind of style display. So like I said, with these, there's a whole creator studio as well. Actually, it's pretty talented people on there from us checking out the app because you can control this thing by the device itself or using the Divoom app, which is pretty neat. We were just scrolling through for a couple of hours checking out all the different little creations that they've made, because Divoom does offer other devices that have the same kind of pixel art displays, this one being a 16 by 16, but they also have others on their site, and we'll link that in the description below so you guys can check it out. They have larger pixel displays, but they still all kind of do the same pixel art style stuff, but they offer 32 by 32 frames, book bags that you can program and set up with your own pixel art. I figured that was pretty neat. This one just seemed so fitting for us, considering we do PC stuff here mainly. This is this one looks like a vintage little computer. So definitely we're pretty excited to set this one on the desk. I think it'll look great. I just love the look of this. Like I said, it just looks like an old school little PC with a little monitor on top of your console. But from the main part here in the front, and as you can see, the keys are lit as well. You can turn those on and off to have them light up or not if you don't want the backlighting there. With it on and using the Bluetooth speaker at a decent volume, we were getting around 6 hours of battery life, which is pretty good for, considering a pretty impressively small device like this, considering most of the bulk must be the battery. But for charging, it's on the side here. It's actually USB Type-C, so kudos for that. And then we actually also have an SD card slot on this one as well, so you can insert an SD card there. So if you don't want to use the Bluetooth function and still want to play some music, you can by just uploading everything you want to that SD card and then popping it in there. And then there's the power button on that side as well, and you can also press that while it's on to check the charge level of the device, which is pretty neat. But like I said, we'll dive into more of the app as well, and we'll go over that. Diving a little more closely into the app here, you can see it has a pretty easy layout to follow. You have your Discover, which goes over everything from design, animation, and LED editor. So in design, you can actually go in and change the design you want. As you can see here, it kind of blanked out the screen here, but if I do draw something here, it will appear on the display. So like I said, whatever you want to design, and here you can actually do this straight from the app. So we can go in and clear all that out. And of course, you can change between different colors, choose your own colors here as well. You can actually upload some pictures from gallery, but like I said, they only would really work if it would translate over from your usual 16 by 16 here. So if we go back out of that, the next thing over is the animation tab. And then from in here, you can actually do, like I was saying earlier, frame by frame animation. So whatever you would draw on frame 1, like I said, you could have that stay there. And then you go back to, or go over to the next frame out, and so on, to change different frames. If we leave that one, we'll leave that one alone. But it has 11 here by default, and you can add more frames here as well. Looks like up to, oh, well, yeah, actually looks like it lets you add just about as many as you want for animation, so you can literally do frame by frame animation here. If we go back out to the main screen, you have the LED editor, and then from here you can do, you know, if you were going to do just text, it has different little text options you can do from here as well, and then you can save to gallery, you know, save to device, then upload to the little Divoom here itself, or the little Ditto here itself. And then from here, you can go into the little pixel coloring mode. You can also do this from the main app or the main device as well, but you can go into custom mode, and this actually pulls up the gallery, which will load a bunch of different ones that have been made by other creators. It has a little mixer here you can access. Pretty neat little feature we went over. Just playing around with this device. It actually has a bunch of different little pads and everything you can play with, all kinds of different instruments. So if you want to start your music career on this, you can too. If we go back out to the main display, you can save voice messages from in here as well. And you can access that on the device as well. It has a chat function here, which you do have to make an account for. We didn't set that up yet, so we haven't got a chance to play around with that yet. It has its alarm function, so plenty of built-in alarms here. You know, none of these I've set, but like I said, you can go in and set all of these, change by date, time. You guys know how alarms work. It has a little sleep function here, so we tap on that. It'll actually show if you want to change the kind of brightness of the display here, the volume as well. But you can actually go in and set, they have a bunch of different little presets, everything from it'll play kind of soft classical music to what sounds like a campfire, water drops, a music box, to white noise, kind of like an underwater sound, like more of a kid's lullaby. You can go in and have, so if you want kind of a sleep machine or something to help you fall asleep at night, this will work for that as well. So if we go back out to the main screen here, it has a planner. You can go in and set, you know, kind of daily reminders or event planner kind of things. You can access the games from in here as well. You can use this as a controller. So if you don't want to use the buttons on the Ditto itself, you can actually use this as a gamepad and then play the games on the Ditto. So go back to home here. We have the stopwatch function, which, like I said again, you guys know what a stopwatch is. You can access that from the Ditto. It has a celebration, so if you want to make a little memorial calendar, you can. It has a countdown meter here as well. And then you have your noise meter, scoreboard, and everything that we talked about before, going over what's in the device itself. And then you can access your notifications and what you want to, you know, what apps you want to use as notifications. Looks like the everything from Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, incoming call, missed calls. You can have them show those notifications on the Ditto. And then you have the weather as well. So if you connect this to your location, it'll actually show your weather. Right? And then over here, if we scroll over here to the channel settings, we can pull up the clock lighting. Let's see, so it looks like it says cloud channel, different visualizer effects here as well. So if you want to change those, you can. So we got swapped a little frog there, or your typical music visualizer, one that kind of looks like a pulse or a heartbeat. It just has a bunch of different little options for what you want for your visualizer, and you can go in and add your own favorites as well. So tapping the center block here in the middle, we'll pull up the little gallery here, and they have a bunch of different categories here at the top. Everything from, you know, Halloween 2020, since we are in spooky season now. We can actually scroll between the different ones here. As you can see, one, you know, they'll change up here as you select them. This is it, as you can see, a little red balloon rising up there. And then we have a little it face with some blood popping up. So super gruesome in 16 by 16 pixel. Let's see, it looks like we have a little jack-o'-lantern spinning there. That one's got some glitch effect to it. Yeah, that's actually, I think, the one we had saved to it previously. Different little changing jack-o'-lantern there. And then you can go in and you can edit these as well, upload your own if you want to download something from the community, and then turn around and have or make any changes to it and upload it as your own. You can. Like I said, just scrolling through the different options here. But it has a Halloween 2020 category. It's got their top, their recommended new for different characters, festival, emoji, pattern, creative, nature, daily, gadget, icon, business, default, photo, text, and planet. So you can go into the gallery here, Galleria, as they have it listed. And then it has, let's see, an expert tab, which looks like these are higher ranked members. It seems like the gallery also has kind of this leveling system too. Again, we haven't got a chance to play around with this too heavily. We were just going through all the different designs they had. But you can actually go in and change to different ones and upload your own. It looks like if you get voted or followed a lot, you level up and become an expert. So it's pretty neat. And then you can change different groups. Looks like this will kind of show some of what they're doing. Looks like the Divoom team here. And it looks like a couple other little reviews. And then you have a me function here, which will show you how many you've uploaded, your likes, follows, all that good stuff. And if we scroll over to music here, you can actually change it. This is their radio stations, which is pretty neat. It actually includes a bunch of, I guess, free broadcast radio stations. You can change it over to local audio if you want to play off your own music here, if you want to use that in the app. Then you have the TF audio, which would be the SD card. So you can pull that up from there. And then, of course, last thing over here is your main settings. You can pull up your different account information. You can change a little bit of what the LEDs do, change between Fahrenheit, Celsius, what you want the startup logo to be, all that good stuff. And if you want the device to power off ever, if it's not currently in use, you can have it set to that as well. So I mean, it'd be great for everything from, like I said, we plan to put this on the desk when we get set up on our new setup, because we think it looks really good, looks really cool. So we'll probably even design our own little pixel art for it. But I think that about wraps up the app here. Like I said, there's much more to dive into because this thing just is customizable in so many ways. And like I said, again, the gallery, like I said, it has a search function. So if you're looking for different stuff, you can find it in there as well. But there's literally too much to dive into. So like I said, definitely encourage you guys to check that out. We'll zoom back out and wrap this thing up. But like I said, we just wanted to touch on the main things that you can access from the front of the device. So going over the different little keys here, you have your mode function right here at the top left-hand corner. From here you can change things such as the going into the little games menu. It has an option for, like I said, the games menu there. If you can see the little controller there, you can dive in over to the little art panel, so you can actually follow little pixel art games on here. And of course you have your different menu settings here. So this one can take you into all of the different functions it offers. So it has everything from a score counter. If you want to keep score in a game or something like that, it has a little stopwatch built in. It has, if we can keep scrolling over here, it has a decibel meter. That's actually looks like a live reading decibel meter. So it's pretty neat. It'll actually show up with a little meter here. So as you see how I'm talking, it's starting to go up a bit. But you have that, you keep scrolling over here. This one looks like a little timer. So if you want to set a timer, you can dial into minutes here. And it looks like minutes and seconds here. And a little hourglass will start to flip over and then it'll set a timer for you. And if we keep scrolling over in that same menu, yeah, it just brings us back around to the little score meter or score counter here. So you can add a point to either side you'd like. Hitting the little brightness button here will take us back to the different displays you can set. And like I said, you can change this inside the app itself. So if you want to display a different clock or show the weather based on whatever your location is, you can have it display that. You can have it change to scroll through different screens or different spectrum settings. There are different spectrum settings for if you want to go in and change what spectrum colors or settings you want to show while you play music. It will do that as well. So like I said, it's really more than I can even go over in just one short little video today, because like I said, the app that is connected to this device and all the Divoom products does go into depth on everything you can create through the artist library, Like I said, again, we spent a couple hours looking through the gallery at all the different little pixel art that people have created, from still stuff to animated stuff, because it has an option to where you can just draw still images, or you can actually go in and frame by frame animate, which I thought was pretty neat. And definitely people with more talent on there than me, and definitely more time than me, to play around with that and upload some really cool stuff. So that'd be my best thing to you, is to check that out. Again, we'll leave links to Divoom site down below, so you guys can go check that out if you want to maybe pick up one of these little Dittos or some of their other products they offer. Again, thank you to Divoom for sending this over. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the audio demo we did of this guy and a couple of close-ups. If you have any questions about it, drop a comment down below, and just, like I said, we'll talk there. And don't forget to check us out on Instagram as well, over at Desktops Gaming, and rate our new setup we picked up. The only pre-built I've ever enjoyed. All right, guys, so I think that about wraps it up. Thank you again for stopping by. Take it easy.